Hello, welcome to Asian Pacific America. I'm Robert Honda, your host for our show here on NBC Bay Area and Cozy TV. We start today's show with the Frameline 39 San Francisco International LGBTQ Film Festival, an artistic showcase by a group that says its mission is to change the world through queer cinema. We have artists joining us to show their visions. The stories are compelling, insightful, and very entertaining. Then a group I've covered over the years, the Bill Wilson Center, with numerous programs to help people who need help, whether it's displaced youth or those struggling in ethnic, LGBTQ, or non-able-bodied communities. And we talk with an organization dealing with an issue that is a problem for every community. The Housing Trust of Silicon Valley is here. We will talk with them about their goal of closing the gap between the booming high-tech job market and the dwindling supply of affordable housing. Those topics today on our show. Well, this week, a very unique film festival will open in San Francisco. As we mentioned, it is the Frameline 39 LGBTQ Film Festival, and it will be addressing compelling issues through art. Joining me right now are two Bay Area film and documentary producers. First, Ruth Gumnit, a director, producer, and cinematographer who is premiering her film Visible Silence at the film festival. Also with us is Gumnit's artistic partner, Marguerite Salmon, the producer of Visible Silence. Thank you both for being here.
Well, thank you for having us.
Nice to see you. Thank you. Give us a quick synopsis, because I thought the storyline was fascinating, but extremely complex. Give us a quick overview. We'll see a little bit of it coming up, but give us a quick overview in terms of the story that we're following.
Certainly. Here. Visible Silence is a Thai-American co-production about what it's like for lesbians in Thailand, in their own words, how they navigate a traditional society.
And give us an idea here in terms of when this project started. When did you decide to do this?
Well, this project grew out of a friendship with a Thai Tom, as you will learn the language in our film, which means a tomboy, and the more feminine is a lady. And we met her because she was my Thai language teacher when I was learning survival Thai for another film project.
Very good.
And she was studying at USF. And when she went home, she got a PhD and went home and was having difficulty working in her culture, and we decided to make this film together.
Very interesting. Okay, let's watch a little bit of this film, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Thai society has very strong pressure on women in clothing, in mannerism, in what they do. Women who don't follow those things stand out.
It's a very artistic way of trying to look at a social problem.
Thank you.
How difficult is it to kind of match up those two?
That's what I've been trying to do my entire career, and I think it's essential. So for me. So I find it challenging, but it's a challenge that I couldn't see doing one without the other.
Yeah.
To me, they're very important to match art and social issues.
I was a documentary producer for PBS for about 3 years, and I remember how difficult it is to kind of capture real life situations, real life scenes while they're going on and while you're present doing it.
Because you always change it.
Exactly. And yet the people, if they're compelling characters, whether it's fiction or real life, that's what tells the story, right?
That's correct. And to listen. I think listening is the key.
How about in terms of trying to get a documentary like this done? What are some of the obstacles, and how difficult is it when you're taking on a very unique topic, but maybe one that people aren't sure whether it's going to be, you know, appeal to a wide audience or not?
I think that not starting with an agenda, I mean, you can have a hypothesis, but to have an idea of where something is going is very different. And this particular film came out of noticing when Ruth was in Thailand for her last project. So over the last 15 years or so, going to Thailand, Bangkok, but also other regions, and seeing Thai tomboys on the street, masculine lesbians, and more and more and more, exponentially over a period of 10 or 15 years, and wondering why, like, how is it that we're seeing they're having a lot more visibility? Are they being more accepted, or they're just not openly talked about? So that was kind of the question. And we opened that up to the women in the film who are speaking from their experience about their reality.
It's important to keep it an organic process, right? Not really decide where it's going, but let it kind of lead you?
Yes, absolutely.
Difficult, especially when you're trying to put together a project like this?
Well, it took a lot of time to get it made, which actually helps in a lot of ways, because you're building rapport over a number of years, but also you have the time and the space for the story to develop.
Adds depth, huh?
It adds a lot of depth.
How about in terms of this film festival itself? How important is this forum? How important is it that this kind of film festival be there?
It's essential. It's absolutely, without these film festivals, I mean, as a young artist growing, these were instrumental in my development. When you see yourself on screen, especially if you come from a community that isn't represented in media, it's a very powerful experience. And it actually makes you whole, I think. And so without these opportunities, we need them to develop, and we need them to become whole people. And also we need them to have conversations with each other. So I can learn about a culture that I'm not part of, and other people can learn about a culture that I'm part of. And so it's absolutely essential for our culture. It's
really great, too, to have a kind of a worldwide perspective and kind of brings the local kind of situation into perspective in terms of the world being sharing a lot of these different feelings. Huh?
I think so, and I think that's what's really interesting about this film is what we have in common and what we can learn from each other, what we can learn from Thailand and what Thailand learns from us, and it's all because the world is becoming global so quickly. But, you know, a Buddhist culture and basically a Christian culture, and how we're the same but how we're different and how we're navigating our paths.
Well, thank you both very much for being here. Good luck on your presentation, as well as congratulations on getting it made.
Thank you so very much.
I know how difficult it is.
Yes, you're right about that.
Thank you.
Again, the Frameline 39 San Francisco International LGBTQ Film Festival, June 18th through the 28th. To see details of the schedules and locations, you can go to frameline.org. And we'll be showing that information again because coming up, we have another filmmaker showing her work at the festival, and she also has a unique, fascinating vision to share. So stay with us. That's next.